When the famous atheist Richard Dawkins was asked where life comes from, he gave an answer that might surprise you.
Who did create the heavens and the earth?
Why do you use the word who? You see, you immediately beg the question by using the word who.
Well, then how did it get created?
Well, by a very slow process.
Well, how did it start?
Nobody knows how it started. We know the kind of event that it must have been. We know the sort of event that must have happened for the origin of life.
And what was that?
It was the origin of the first self-replicating molecule.
Right, how did that happen?
I told you we don't know.
So you have no idea how it started?
No, nor has anybody.
Nor has anyone else. What do you think is the possibility that intelligent design might turn out to be the answer to some issues in genetics or in evolution?
It could come about in the following way. It could be that at some earlier time, somewhere in the universe, a civilization evolved by probably some kind of Darwinian means to a very, very high level of technology and designed a form of life that they seeded onto, perhaps this planet. And I suppose it's possible that you might find evidence for that if you look at the details of biochemistry, molecular biology. You might find a signature of some sort of designer. And that designer could well be a higher intelligence from elsewhere in the universe.
So where does life come from? Well, Richard Dawkins seems to think it might have come from aliens. But aliens don't really answer the question. They just push the question back a step. We're still left to wonder, then where did the alien life come from? I do wonder if Dawkins answers the question this way because he wants to avoid the obvious conclusion that life comes from information and information comes from an intelligent mind, aka God.
The creation of information is habitually associated with conscious activity. Bill Gates has said that DNA is like a software program, only much more complex than any we've ever written. How do they build software at Microsoft? Not by wind and erosion. Generally, it takes a programmer to make a program, right? In fact, more generally, whenever we find information and we trace it back to its ultimate source, we always come to a mind, not a material process, whether we're talking about a hieroglyphic inscription or a newspaper headline or information embedded in a radio signal or information in a software program. Whenever we trace it back to its ultimate source, we always come to an intelligent designer, to a mind, not an undirected material process. So the discovery that at the foundation of life there is information, and that to get life going in the first place you have to have information, points to an intelligence at the foundation of life. It points to the need for intelligent design as the best explanation for the origin of life itself.